Kids don't even know who they are. Those little jackets Captain Kangaroo used to wear. The hairdos. Those guys are probably smoking big old, spliffs. Doing those TV shows. Rolling out. Getting desperate. Raiding the kids' cookie stash. And these are, look how long, these are mini cookies. They look like little turds. It's like, that's a cookie? That's what you can sell kids these days? The cookie's not even as big as the chocolate chip. It's like a dot. These are probably the crumbles from the way to the real cookies. These are the crumbs on the bottom. Okay, Chris. If this is going to be something that'll last, something profound, I'm going to ask you a couple serious questions here. Are you ready to talk about the real deal? So are you? These words, I hope, will reach somebody and they can benefit from them in some way. Whatever you've got to give, this is your chance to give it. So, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, tell me about when you found out that you had the cancer. The very first time.
I got a phone call from a surgeon. Told me I had metastatic. Well, this is after I got. No.
Start from what you think the beginning is. If you had a suspicion,
he
or
said,
if you were worried.
I want to give you a CAT scan.
Uh huh.
There's something there.
Okay.
Then after the CAT scan, he said, "You're full of." One doctor called me up. He said, "You're full of tumors there. Too late to do anything."
That's it. He just said that, just like that.
Cold-blooded guy. I liked him actually.
Really. What were you feeling at that moment? I mean,
Shell shocked.
yeah. I mean, gosh. Were you home?
Yeah.
You were here.
Then I went and got
A biopsy?
biopsy. Yeah.
That confirmed it?
And in fact, my liver was this big.
Really?
This liver.
That's the liver there? Wow.
It's supposed to be like this big.
Wow. Is that just from buildup of
Cancer.
the fluids?
And cancer.
Wow.
He says you only got 2 or 3% left of regular liver that works.
Amazing.
And he says the liver will probably get you. I don't know what that means, get me how.
Yeah.
I'll just pass out someday and that's it, or I don't know.
He didn't say anything. He didn't enlighten you about what to expect or anything else.
No. He says a lot of people die of a heart attack in their sleep, but the nurse says you're not dying of no heart attack, your heart is as strong as a pump, as an iron.
Really? Just roll that one out.
No. So my life changed.
Yeah.
I took disability, quit work, talked to Social Security about a bunch of stuff that didn't apply, and then they gave me regular Social Security, gave me some money.
Mm-hmm.
So with the 2 payments I'm getting now, they about equal what I was making working
Right.
this
Yeah.
year. Next year they won't. I don't know if I'll be around here next year.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to see delaying my Social Security and get a few $100 more.
Yeah. And trying
It
to
didn't
do.
seem like a good idea.
Yeah.
So
You made the right move.
and then I've been pretty good. I couldn't eat some of the stuff I wanted, you know, the broccoli and
Vegetables were really.
vegetables, you know,
all
kind of
that kind of-
crunchy and Chinesey
Yeah.
kind of cooking.
Mhm.
Little bits of meat cooked up good. I like that kind of food. Small protein, large vegetable, large
Yeah.
rice.
Right.
And I could eat rice, so I could eat a lot of Indian food and stuff because it's pureed.
Oh yeah.
It's a pureed business.
Yeah.
Because with the stent in there, this coil spring thing, you don't want to get anything caught in it. That was the issue. That was what they made a big deal about. But I don't see how that's possible.
So that's
I
what
think it's a bunch of crap.
they
That's what
applied
they told
something.
me.
Did they put it in there? A
Yeah.
stint?
They put a stent in there because they started me immediately the next day on chemo, heavy chemo. And towards the end of the session, I got really nauseated.
Was it something you were exposed to, like chemo internally, like you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
ingesting a pill? Oh,
No,
intravenous
injection
shots.
in the bloodstream, strong shit.
Wow.
And I started throwing up over there. I started throwing up, and I threw up on the way home on the van, and I stopped 3 times to throw up. Then I got home, and I threw up again and again and again and again.
Yeah, that's not supposed
Until
to.
I almost filled the bag full of stuff.
Wow.
And then I realized I was throwing up stuff I ate 2 weeks before,
Holy
like some
moly.
greens and stuff I hadn't eaten.
Wow.
And you know, before they told me to go to a liquid diet. And then they sent me into the emergency room, and they realized I was completely blocked.
Oh, really?
The bottom of the stomach was completely blocked from the intestine. So I'd be dead in about 5 days.
Holy
Because
moly.
you couldn't drink water either. I mean, you could stick a thing in there, that's all, just water.
Right, and do like an
Couldn't
IV
feed
drip.
me. Yeah, they could. They really. I don't know if they could feed me that way or not. Maybe they could. But they wouldn't want to do that forever. I mean, what?
Yeah.
So then they came up with this idea. I said, well, can't you put like a tube through there or something?
So you can,
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Then a couple of days later, we came up with a good idea. We'll put a stent in there, which is that what? A tube. Oh, okay.
you said that's my idea.
Right.
So you saved your own life.
In a way.
I mean, you delayed your. You
Delayed
prolonged
6
your own
months.
life. Wow. This all happened how long ago? When?
August, into August.
That's when you first got the news?
Yeah.
End of August.
And then I was eating and drinking and fine, and then all of a sudden I started running downhill in the last month.
Yeah.
After Christmas.
Yeah.
It's Christmas that did it. Tried to eat rich food and I couldn't, and from then on I couldn't eat any food hardly. It's weird.
Oh. You think that rich food might have.
Or I just reached that point
Yeah.
where the body didn't want it anymore. Because when I smell food, my stomach growls
Like it wants it.
like it wants.
Yeah.
Like I'm hungry.
Right. It's more of a sensory
Right.
perception.
When I think of eating it, I get nauseous.
Yeah.
So,
Who did you have anybody to talk to? Like other than your sister?
no. Well, as a priest. A priest came. Several priests came to the hospital and talked to me.
Right.
And some hospice people. They wanted to put me on hospice, which means waiting to die.
Exactly.
Assisting in dying in a pain-free way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm on now. If I
Right.
go for a year, they'll kick me off hospice and then they'll put me back on normal.
Really?
Yeah.
Like misdiagnosis,
Or
or that's just like a state thing. That's all they
no,
do.
yeah, that's all they do.
They do it for 1 year.
Yeah.
If you survive longer than that, then it's like, oops, you've gone too long.
Right.
You got to get your own meds now, and you got to.
Right.
Wow, that's pretty
And I'd be
interesting.
bankrupt then.
Wow,
So,
holy smokes.
well, maybe being bankrupt's better than dying. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? I don't know. Is it?
Well, it depends. Yeah, it depends.
Some people go through hell.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Everything's
Some
got a
people
cause
go
and
through
effect.
fucking hell.
Yeah.
And when you got a wide open future and you got to plan for 20 years ahead instead of 2,
Yeah.
that's a big difference.
Yeah.
What you do with your life and how you live.
Yeah.
In some ways, you're better off with a narrow view, especially in these hard economic times where people have no jobs and they're starving and
Yeah.
they can't make their house payment. They're going to be on the street. What's better?
Yeah.
Be in a street like that or die? I don't know. If you're ill and sick and can't do anything and you can't work,
Yeah.
might as well just die.
You're going to certainly debate it.
Right.
It's got to be in your mind. It's got to be one of the things.
Right. You know? Whatever. I don't want to do that. I don't want to upset the family. Otherwise I would.
You know what? One thing I've noticed about you is how amazingly brave and strong you've been through this. I think.
I mind by myself, I cry.
That was my next question. You do?
I cried in front of you yesterday.
Yeah, but
That's
that's
because I couldn't get up.
yeah, I know.
So
But you-
frustrating.
that's frustrating.
That's
I
the first time I couldn't get up.
Yeah, I know.
So I lost my legs. So I lost 3/4 of the world right there. Gone from me.
Yeah, your mobility.
So, not that I was going to use it anyway, but I'm just saying that it's just...
Yeah,
Uh,
but
but I'm crying for everybody else, not so much for me. Well, I'm crying at the loss of my legs. That's worth crying about.
yeah,
But I'm crying for my sister. I'm crying for my father. He's really torn up.
does he talk to you at all?
Not much. He sits with me. I don't know if he can bring himself to talk to me very much.
Yeah, he's probably afraid to. It
So
must
I
be
should
hard
go,
to leave.
he should go before me, see.
Yeah,
I
I
should
mean,
move into his house.
yeah, it's exactly it's out of order.
Yeah,
So they go, gosh, you don't want to bury your son.
right.
You just don't think of that. It's just,
So,
I mean, so he's having trouble
Yeah.
dealing with it.
so I'm going to try to finish some projects, and then I burn myself out on that, and then keep my mind off things, working on stuff.
Yeah,
Because I like working on stuff. And I guess my mind off things. So
Well,
I
you
can
know-
actually focus out of myself into something else. Even though it's stupid shit. But
you know what?
fixing what?
That's what they, that's probably what keeps you strong, actually, because you're not in your weakness. You're in
Right.
your strengths.
Right,
The trains,
right,
your clocks,
right.
the things that, that motivate you, the things that you really care about.
Right,
You know,
right. So
I
I'm
think,
clinging to that stuff.
yeah, and it's working.
And it helps a lot. Although I can't remember where I put some of the stuff. But that's, I got too much stuff.
We all have too much stuff, and we can't take any of it with us.
I know.
We just want to make sure it goes into the hands of those that we care about instead
I
of
don't
into
want to fit
the.
in the coffin too easy. Mine.
Get a bigger, extra wide, double wide,
A double wide
with a
coffin.
bubble. Yeah.
For a bunch of shit.
Bury my clocks.
Trains and
Yeah.
clocks.
At the pyramid, like they have up there at the
Right. Right.
Crocker Highlands.
Right.
Tomb of the Unknown.
Train boy.
There we go. Yeah, Tomb of the Unknown Driver. Driver 8. Take a break. REM. They used to sing a lot of train songs.
Oh yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, those guys were good train song writers. They had that rhythm. You could just feel it going down the track. My father-
Those were the days.
yeah,
Actually, they were shit days. But, people work really hard, a little dangerous and filthy and rotten and cold.
I know.
And
They
nasty.
did, man. They really.
They worked their fucking butt off. I mean, they.
It was a different type of living.
Right. It wasn't high tech.
No, it wasn't
It was
like
low
let's
tech.
simplify.
No, it was.
Yeah, it was low tech.
Right.
It was like pyramids, you know, blocks and staggering and
Right.
strength against,
Right.
you know.
And
Now it's like
high tech computer electronic stuff.
now ergonomics gets you.
Yeah.
Why you sit there and watch the dial?
Right.
You know, sore back from sitting in the same position too long.
Right.
Sore muscles
clean,
from
air-conditioned.
sore muscles from
A
inactivity.
clean, air conditioned, soundproof, vibration proof capsule.
Yeah, I used to watch these
That's
people.
how they are now. That's how the engines are now.
Yeah,
They cost a lot of money, millions each. I'm sure they cost that. Got like 6,000 horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
They put 6 or 8 of these things on there. Go for it. But the diesels are cheaper than the steam, and cheaper to maintain, and cheaper in staff mainly, in labor. And that's why they went to.
yeah.
I mean, the steam was cheaper. They knew how to do it really good, and it was, you know, simple, and a lot of people could work on them. But just you had too much work constantly. You can never leave them alone. Never.
Because
You
they
have
might
to
explode.
constantly maintain them. Otherwise, they might blow up.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and then they have to be cleaned out once a month and washed out, completely washed, and then fill up again.
Oh, really? From
Once a
build-up
month.
of
Soap and crap in the water.
yeah.
And the water in the West, you know, in the desert was poor. And they had to actually put chemicals in the water to treat it, so it wouldn't
Get the
foam
sediments
up.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, otherwise it foams.
Oh yeah.
And then they couldn't pump it right, and you get a wrong reading.
Oh yeah. You got all this air in there.
Yeah, wrong reading, bad, dangerous. But people who grew up with it loved it because that's all they knew, right? It's all you know. That's it, right?
Yeah. You adapt to it.
This is the
Call
latest thing.
progress.
It's the latest thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it went like that for 100 years. You know, the 1830s to the 1930s or 40s. Actually, 56 was about the end of steam, and 60s for these logging engines and industrial engines in the 60s, into the 60s. So in my memory as a kid, they're actually, you know, making money switching.
Mm-hmm.
So not just in a park or something. You know. Now they're all in parks.
Yes.
They're better in parks than not at all.
Yeah.
Experience it.
There's a place my friend lives. I think there's a train. Have you ever heard of Lake? Is it Lakeland, Florida? It's near Orlando.
Yeah.
About 4 hours. I think it's called Lakeland. There's a train that runs through his town,
Oh yeah.
and the whole town is built around this thing,
Oh, really?
from what I recollect. Because I went there once and I did see the track and the train. I wasn't completely understanding what was going on, but obviously those people are really into it. But I'm not sure what type it was. And
Well, this hobby shop here is in Florida. It's in Ocala. Or Ocala, I don't know. Ocala, Florida.
no, yeah, I tried to tell down there with the Indian
And
reservations how to pronounce that.
These were supposedly the highest quality models. W&R Enterprises imported these last few years. In Northern Pacific and Great Northern. They like Great Northern for some reason. And each model is hand tuned and hand adjusted, and it's supposed to be perfect in all its details. And priced the same. Little 280, $1,100.
Wow.
So the prices have been going up since 1948. They're first imported the first engine. I have a book that shows all the early brass, like a compendium. How much it cost, who imported it, real sleazy pictures,
Oh,
some
really?
ads of the first ones, of the first generations, which was 50s and 60s and 70s. Then already in the 70s, the inflation hit hard because
Everything hit.
Japan's inflation was 20% a year,
Yeah.
and the yen itself doubled or tripled in value. That would double the price of the engine just in the yen
Yeah.
exchange. So then there
They
was
were
a
having their big
scramble.
tech
There was a
bubble going
scramble, go to a cheaper place. So they went to Korea, cheaper labor to kind of compete. And at first, the Korean stuff wasn't very good because they had to learn, and it was a little bit sloppy and not very good compared to the Japanese, who had very mathematical minds and the Koreans was a little more arty, less straight lines. But these things are straight line models.
Right.
Everything has to be like perfect. Beautiful, beautiful thing.
You know, I have to say when I think about you and when I think about your life and what you wanted to do and what you're doing, I'd say you achieved
Yeah,
what you wanted.
right.
You know.
More would be more of the same repeated.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Say if you had another 15 years of your life,
You do the same thing.
you'd still be in love with these clocks. You'd still be in
Right.
love with the trains and everything. Just like me and my drums, you know.
Right,
I'll still be playing them until I can't play them.
right, right.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of, I guess, to be repetitious after a while. You're not going to change your life that dramatically when you're old like that.
Oh, I know. But,
So, you know,
because I sense there's I mean, even though I know that we're all the unknown, we're scared. We don't know
Right.
what's going to happen,
right.
But,
Because they make us scared when we're little children.
yeah, and you just carry it with you. Yeah.
And you can't get
It's
rid
just-
of that.
No. So you have to deal with it in whatever way you can.
Right. It's all just total Roman Empire brainwashing.
Yeah, we can't improve it. We can't disprove it. It's part of our
Just
psyche.
make people doubt about it, make people scared about it,
Mhm.
so they listen to the priests and pay them off.
Yeah.
That's the game.
Mhm.
And any belief that comes along and says you don't need priests, you can do it on your own, is a heresy. And you'll be nailed to on a cross or whatever. Tortured to death.
Yeah, Crusades were pretty tough.
You know? And, I mean, it wasn't really any really big Catholic church until the Roman Empire took it over and made it the Catholic Church and wrote the first Bible. It was written under the
Under him.
under the emperor, Constantine, in the 300s and 400s. So they wanted a uniform rule. That's the empire for you, uniform.
Right. Exactly.
And they created a uniform, not Jesus, not the priests, not the bishops, and they all signed on to it.
Like a one world
Because
order.
it was 1/3 power. You had the king, you had the priest, and you had the people.
Mhm.
And the priest is in there sticking his nose in there,
As
trying to
always.
control everything.
Yeah.
So you're so confused you don't know what's real anymore.
Yeah, I know.
But just in case it's real, you worry.
Yeah, just in case it's real. You carry your grace card and you just go, put one foot in front of the other.
Right,
Keep an open mind.
right,
And you live a peaceful life.
right. If
You
they
treat
let
people. Yeah, if they let you. Yeah,
They'll draft your ass.
yeah. So I guess in that sense, you've made it.
I don't know why I like these old guns. I always liked old guns. Civil War guns. These are Civil War guns. It's a Civil War gun.
They just have such style, really.
Well, they're all new inventions. There's a huge amount of inventing going on now. Cash in on the war.
Oh, I forgot to tell my friend Jimmy Stewart.
Mm.
I told he was looking for a rifle.
Mm.
He still is, I'm sure.
What kind of rifle?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he knows. He
For self-defense, for target shooting, for fun, for...
self-defense.
Oh.
He's an old guy.
I recommend a shotgun.
Hmm. He's from the neighborhood, and I think he's leaning towards a shotgun.
It's safer.
He's been here about as long as you have.
Oh yeah.
Well, you've been here since '85.
86 I bought the house. I moved in in 87. I
He
was
might-
working on it.
He might have been here even earlier than you.
Yeah.
I think his parents and stuff from this neighborhood.
That's that little house over there?
He has the house that, well, the one behind mine, and then across the street from that, the second house over, on the left, he's got all these little statues out there, and he's got outdoor carpeting, like on the front of his patio or whatever you want to call it. It's a white house, big garage. He has an old station wagon, and he looks like old school. When you see him, you go, "Oh, this guy's from the bygone days."
Right.
You know, he wears his little thin ties, like bowler ties. Jimmy Stewart, he liked the actor. My daughter actually saw Jimmy Stewart come on TV the other day, the actor.
really?
And she goes, "Hey, there's a guy who's imitating Jimmy Stewart." I went, "No." I said it's the other way around. But Jimmy's cool. He's got hair just slicked back, you know.
Here's an old Kentucky rifle.
And he's a great artist, too.
Oh, yeah?
He does taxidermy,
Oh, really?
and he builds robotics out of little weights and levers. You'd probably really like this guy
Oh, yeah.
because he's got some unique inventions, and he draws and does pen and ink, and he also etches, and then he does wood sculpture.
Oh.
So he's got all these mediums going on over there. His house is full of carvings, like birds and bears and odd-shaped chairs. Didn't mean to rhyme there. It just kind of happened. And he has portraits that he's done. He's got these little mechanical guys. They're almost like puppets. And then he's got these little machines that are just kind of counterbalanced. So if you hit this one lever, then something else happens. And it's like weights and...
Hmm.
He's very interesting. I should bring him over here to meet you. And then, I'm not sure if you're selling any of your weapons or not, but he was looking to buy a shotgun. And
I have a shotgun.
he'd probably certainly buy it from somebody
That's got a few little rust spots.
like yourself.
I sell it real cheap. You got to go through a gun store.
Yeah, he would. We went down to the gun store in San Jose to take some classes.
Oh, which one?
It's
The one on...
what's the name of that street? I've got the little packet over there. It was the first time I'd ever been to it, but it's right beside a police station.
Hmm.
There's a police station right next to it. But Ron up the road, who I mentioned before, he takes that bullwhip out once in a while and cracks it.
Yeah.
He went down with us. And Ron's been a good friend of Jimmy's for many years. Nice guy. Mild-mannered.
Yeah.
Like I say, a great artist. Doesn't mess with anybody.
Right.
Doesn't want anybody to mess with him. But he's a little, he sees the neighborhood. He sees these idiots go through here.
Yeah.
And he just wants to feel secure.
Right.
Because people do dumb stuff like Ellen. And I've been trying to get a weapon myself, but my cash flow right now is like not where I really want, so I had to put that kind of on hold. But I went to the gun shop with him and took the classes, and I decided I'd look around, kind of look at things. I think Ron has a 45, and he's got a couple other
Yeah.
guns up there that he has. The only shooting I did was when I would hunt with my dad years ago. With
Might be
the,
easier just to go buy one from a gun store.
a 410,
we just go buy one from a gun store. There's gun stores all over the place.
There are, man. There's
Oh,
one
yeah.
in there's one in down on 580, Castro Valley, that area.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a gun from them.
Yeah.
El Cerrito has one. El Cerrito gun room. The Old West gun room. That's been there for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
New owner.
I've never been in there, I don't think.
It's right near the old El Cerrito Plaza. It's right across the street on San Pablo and Carlson, or whatever they call that street now. I don't think they call it Carlson. They call it something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what that gun the old man's working on from them. He has a lot of old guns. See, I'm into archaic crap. I'm not into self-defense per se, although I have some.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I bought a pistol for self-defense, and it's not the best, but you know, a little .357 pistol. The 4-inch barrel is very compact.
Yeah, very.
It'll shoot through an 8-inch tree. So
Take out a fat man.
Huh?
Take out a fat man in his...
Right. So then I got some other pistols for target shooting, and then the Colts because they're old and they don't hit for shit, and then the rifles are accurate. You can shoot a rifle pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a fetish. The guy across who used to live there had 350 rifles in his house at one time.
That lives right
They
across
used to
the...
live there. They
Really?
used to live at Hannah's house.
Wow. That's before she got the place? Wow. He was into
He
it.
lived there like 20 years and collected all this military crap. A lot of them were cheap rifles. In those days, you could buy a rifle for $10.
Oh, yeah.
You know, an old military rifle. And everything's gone up in price. Even these little pepper boxes.
Was he older than you? He was
A little bit older, yeah.
Yeah.
He worked for AC Transit, some kind of
Oh, yeah, okay.
a director or something.
Oh, okay.
Manager or something.
So that house is good. That's a nice little house over there.
What?
Hannah's place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nice little layout there.
Yeah, a lot of good land.
Yeah. It's a nice land on. She's got a raspberry patch over there. That
Oh, really?
one year when I think I lived here about a year maybe.
Uh-huh.
She asked me to come over there and I helped her do some stuff on her roof, and then she told me to bring a pot over if I wanted to pick some raspberries. I went over there and about from that wall to the end of the kitchen counter here, big old patch on both sides. I mean, it was just loaded. I filled that pan up and you couldn't even tell I was there. And just big old fat fresh strawberries. And then we made stuff out of them and
Yeah.
passed it out. But I had never seen a patch that fertile and just delicious.
I had blackberries
You had blackberries back here too?
this
Yeah.
year. I never seen so many blackberries.
Yeah.
But right about the time the blackberries were coming to ripe, they said I had this diverticulitis and I shouldn't eat seeds.
Oh yeah.
So,
you could-
so I had to let them rot
Oh,
right when they
yeah.
were at the peak.
Oh God.
Then it turned out they were wrong.
Oh no. Darn. See, that's life showing up, at the wrong time. That's the kind of stuff that gets you. It's like, come on, get it together, people. Please.
Right.
This is my last berry.
Right,
I was gonna go berry diving.
right. You know,
Just get in the thick of it and just get messy. Oh gosh,
blackberries are expensive.
they are, man. Yeah,
Nice.
all that stuff's
All
expensive
that stuff.
unless you go to the 99-cent store and buy it. But yeah, we used to just go pick that stuff like crazy. My grandmother used to make dumplings with, was it dumplings? Blueberry? Blackberry? Yeah, that's what it was.
Wow.
It was like that thick white, and she'd put the berries in. I don't know how she did it. I was a kid.
Yeah.
All I know is it would foam up and kind of swell up and had that berry juice all over it, and then you'd throw ice cream on top of it and
Ooh,
go at it. Boy, that was good stuff.
yeah.
And they used to drag us out in the middle of nowhere to get these things. And we'd be wading in so deep. You get to, you're 10 or 12 years old and the stuff's over your head.
Stickers.
Yeah, and you're like, you can't turn because everything's grabbing you. And you're being pulled from 5 different directions. But you keep going deeper anyway because you're looking for that big one.
Right.
And they're only deep.
Right.
And then you turn around and you see you're surrounded by big ones on each side.
Right.
What the heck am I doing? I can't get out. Those are the good old days.
Yeah.
Picking
My
berries.
grandmother had this big giant lot next to her, and there was a berry patch in there, and it must have been 200 feet by 50 feet.
Those are the ones that get
12 feet high.
you. Oh yeah.
And always
Dangerous.
picking stuff.
Dangerously
She was
good.
making juice and jam and
Yep.
out of it.
Yep.
Then they had fig trees.
Oh yeah. I'm new to fig trees since I was from the East Coast, but my
Fig trees.
sister-in-law has one. Those things get really,
Soft.
yeah, and they get
delicious.
really mushy, and then they get really, they just fall apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really got into them since I've been out here.
Yeah.
Because I'd never seen them my whole life,
Right.
you know. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
In the green, you know, or
No.
purpley kind of looking.
Right. There's like 2 or 3 big fig trees in that property. This was back in the 50s.
Mm-hmm. If everything was all plated.
When people would burn their own garbage, they wouldn't pay the garbage company.
Yeah, yeah. Can you imagine now?
Well, I gotta pay that company. Hell with you.
That's right. By golly, I'll do it myself.
Right.
Pay you to do something I can do.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, $2 a month was a lot of money.
Yeah. You got that right. Do you need any water to drink or anything?
I got this stuff. I'm drinking it. Trees. So weird looking clock, jeez. Never seen one like that before.
That is nice.
Big gussy the hell out of that thing.
So where exactly does your sister live? In Montclair?
Aspinwall Drive.
That's way up the hill,
It's
huh?
off of, yeah.
Snake?
Not quite the Snake. It's,
Shepherd? Or whatever.
no. I can't remember.
On one of those streets.